big announcement, big milestone, actually. I've hit 200 subscribers, and one of my videos even has 1,000 likes on it. So I'm just waiting for that YouTube money to start rolling in so I can quit my job. But in the meantime, I'm going to open up some books that I got in the past few days, and we can check those out, see what I got, see what I'm going to grade, see what I'm going to keep, see what I might sell here on Swarm of Comics. Hi, and welcome to Swarm of Comics. I'm Randy, your handsome and humble host. Going to do a few things today. Going to look at some new comics that I've got. Going to chat a little bit about what it's been like being on this channel and what the future of it is, and just a variety of stuff. So it's going to be fun. I was joking around the intro is that I hit some milestones, and I did. I hit 200. I had like 218 subscribers. One of my videos, the big one I did with the unboxing of New Mutants '98 and a bunch of other books, hit 1,000 views. And maybe everybody says this after they've started. I've been doing it for 2 months or whatever. Is I never expected to hit anything like that. I expected to just guilt my friends into watching my videos and just kind of do it as an outlet for myself. But get nice comments. People are following the channel and watching and giving feedback and stuff. And I'm glad people are enjoying it. I'm having fun. I spend most of the time just making those thumbnails. I feel like there should be some like a YouTube award show for thumbnails, and I should be up for one of those awards, but that's just me. Maybe I'll have my own awards show. Maybe that's a future show. But some of the things I want to share that maybe other people who have YouTube channels and doing this a long time just think this is normal stuff. But I will tell you some of the stuff that I was never thought through and I wasn't prepared for. One of my videos, I was showing packaging. I was picking something up and somebody messaged me and said, "Hey, cool video. I just wanted to let you know that you could see an address on there." And I was like, "Oh, I probably should make sure I don't get doxxed or something like that, or people start sending me like toads in the mail or something like that." There's little things. I wasn't prepared for my mom watching the video and then yelling at me when I say swear words. So I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. And I didn't mean to say those words. I learned them from Auntie Peggy. Other stuff, I stumbled upon the metrics, the analytics in YouTube. I don't care about those things. I don't care how many views. I'm not trying to analyze things. I must have clicked on it and it was there, and there was charts and graphs and things like that. And I can see that I get likes. And maybe my video gets 20 likes. I got 20 friends. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Who liked the video to help it get a little more traction and algorithm, get in the algorithms and stuff. What I don't think I was prepared for was how I was going to feel when there were dislikes. Nobody has made any bad comments. There have been no trolls. There's been no negative stuff. There's just been really good love from the community and really good comments and really good feedback. And it makes me excited. I try to respond to all of them. Someday when I'm famous and I get millions of comments, I won't be able to do that. So enjoy it now. But I did notice like one of my videos had like 40 likes and 2 dislikes. And I thought to myself, why would somebody dislike the video? Like, what did they dislike? Do they just dislike me? Do they dislike my books? Did they dislike that I got good grades? Am I not funny? I don't know. I didn't dwell on it. It didn't bother me, but I never really thought about dislikes. I try never to dislike anything on YouTube. I just don't go to it or watch it or something like that. So that's just kind of some of the interesting stuff. Another interesting thing is I found myself watching how many views I get or how many likes or how many comments, and like refreshing or going to my email to check to see if there's any comments. And for somebody who says they don't need all of those things, I certainly was interested in seeing them and getting them. And my wife said to me, I mentioned this in another video, like, what's the purpose of this? Why are you doing this? To me, it's a good outlet. I'm a pretty outgoing person. And like I'm a lead vocalist in a band, so I'm on stage and I'm talking and I'm yelling and screaming and everything like that. So that's an outlet for my personality. And I guess this is an outlet for my personality. And one of the things I'm also learning is people saying, you're not always yourself on there. So I'm trying to be more myself, which is mostly ridiculous, me. Also, people told me that maybe I need to be a little more scripted and a little less off the cuff. So I'm going to try and be scripted and but also myself. And that's one of the things I think I even do being in a band is for years and years and years. I've been in bands for 30 years is you start to try to be everything to everybody. I'm going to be funny, but I'm also going to be professional. I'm going to be, have expensive books, but I'm going to be, show you regular stuff. I'm going to try and do everything, and trying to figure out what is this channel. I don't need to try and worry about those things, and I have to tell myself that. And in 2 months, it's certainly, I don't think I really knew what I wanted, but I think I just enjoy talking to people about comics. Yeah, I don't have a ton of people around me that do comics. My guitar player in my band, who also wrote the theme music to this, George, is a big comic guy. So I hope to have him on soon. But anyway, that's kind of a little feedback. As I hit these silly little milestones, I watch other videos and they're like, oh, 5,000 subscriber giveaway and 10,000 subscriber giveaway and all these things. And I never really thought about that. And I was like 200 subscribers. So of course I got on Facebook when I was at like 198 and begged people to subscribe, which worked. Thanks, guys. Um, and also views. Also, here's what I wasn't prepared for. I had a video that had like 700 views, and then the next video had 1,000 views, and then the next video has 250 views. Okay. I wonder why that is. Maybe the unboxing is more popular than just showing comics. And I like to talk and I like to give my thoughts and stuff. And I'm afraid that even here, I'm afraid that this video is going to bore people and they're going to say, just show me the comic books, you big mouth. But, you can fast forward until the part speeds along until you see me holding up a comic book. And then you'll know I'm done talking. But it's my channel and I'll do whatever I want. So thank you for having fun with me. Hopefully all my videos get 1,000 views because I want other people to enjoy the content. So anyway, what we're going to do today for real comic book actual stuff is I'm going to, like the last video, just, and if you're watching these out of order, last video doesn't mean anything to you. There's some books that I've purchased recently from all different places. I'll give you a little background on them. Hopefully you'll find them fun. So first book I got in an auction. We're back to the red covers. I saw this pop up somewhere on Instagram. So I started an Instagram channel. Space Ferret Collectibles has been really nice and tagging me and stuff and had some fun ideas because I don't know what I'm doing there with a comic book channel. I know what I do with my band channel, but I don't know what about a comic book channel. And I'm trying to follow everybody, but Instagram is like, put me on hold because I've been liking too many videos, too many channels or too many accounts. So anyway, we're back to the red covers here. And I hope to do a little Instagram thing where I tag other Instagram channels and they show red covers. So here it is. This is from 1982. This is Moon Knight number 24. This is Bill Sienkiewicz cover. And it is absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful. This figures Scarlet right there. And as you notice, this is 1982 and this is a 75-cent book because this was more of a premium book at the time. So I'm going to try and deal with the zooming in. Sorry, Glenn, it's doing the zoom in and out thing. My buddy gave me that feedback. And you can tell it's a premium book because it doesn't have advertisements on the back. There's not an advertisement for Frogger or for, any stuff like that from when we were kids. Also, gorgeous back cover there. So these premium books at the time, I'm surprised they didn't put this under the Epic imprint, but this is just a gorgeous red cover that's definitely going to go up behind me when I decide to do a red covers video. So that was the first one. So shout out to Bill Sienkiewicz on there. And for this just absolutely amazing negative space, which is all the rage on the variant covers these days. But, we had that John Byrne one from Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man. I don't remember the number that everybody loves. And we had this even earlier, back in 82. So gorgeous book I picked up. I couldn't wait to show it to you guys. I hope you dig that. A 9.6, not expensive. I mean, I just didn't want to pull the trigger on a 9.8. It just wasn't worth the extra money. I mean, even in this grade, which this is like, I see other books that are worth so much money, and I couldn't tell you why. It's because what people like. But like this cover and this book and Moon Knight, this book should be shit tons of money. Sorry for the swears. But I think I picked this up for $30 or something like that. Graded, maybe it was 35 in a 9.6. And it's just a shame that this isn't just, on everybody's collectibles list. But hopefully, now that you've seen it, you just see how amazing it is, and you pick it up and you buy it. So that was the first book. This is a book. This might be a first here on my channel with all 19 videos. Is I bought a brand. Oh, speaking of negative space, I bought this book. I loved the cover. I saw it on Instagram, one of the comic channels. I call them channels. One of the comic instas that I follow. Again, learning about more stuff I should probably not, so I don't keep buying books. But this book here, I just couldn't resist. And I'm not even a huge fan. Although I was a huge fan when these characters popped up with Superior Spider-Man. I know they're all rage now because of the Miles Morales movies on Netflix. And I like the character, but I hadn't followed it, but I just needed this book. So why don't I shut up and open this and try and not cut the book open. You should not give me a knife and tape in a comic book. Like, that seems like a bad idea. It's taped in with extra tape and then more tape. So this is a modern book. That's my point. And it's a modern variant, which I don't do variants. I don't do signatures. I don't do 1 in 10s. I don't do 1 in 20s until I did. You never do something until you do. This is taped in here really well. So apologize for this. Hopefully this is getting some good ASMR effect here with me talking, and you can hear the tape and everything. Oh boy, this is taped in here so good. Almost out. Here it is. Now let's check this out. Look at that cover. Obviously that's Spider-Gwen, and this is virgin cover. So there's no trade dress, no anything on there. And that's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, beautiful negative space. So I had to have this book. It's probably the first modern variant book that I've shown here and that I've bought. I'm not sure, but so hope to get that slabbed and display that. I don't know if it's going to be a 9/8. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. So digging that book right there. All right. Up next is 2 books I picked up yesterday. I was at a gaming store that I knew had comic books. I was about an hour and 10 minutes away from my house for another part of this video, and I happened to pick up 2 books there. I picked up issue 1 of The Deviant. So this is the die cut cover here. You open it up, you can see The Deviant. It's a wonderful Christmas story. And they had a whole bunch of issues. Number 1, they even had the ornament cover, which is the the 1 in 10 or 1 in 25 variant. That's rarer and more expensive. But because it was a gaming store, they just didn't have a lot of comic book customers in there. So they had a ton of stuff that was cool on the shelf. That this came out 2-3 months ago, and it just sold out everywhere. But I was able to pick up this cool cover, so I really dug that. That was at One Stop Shop, or is it Stop Shop One or One Stop One Shop? It's Stop One Shop, maybe. Anyway, they gave me the card. So that was the first book that I picked up from them. And the second book I picked up was, again, this is a first for me, Cobra Commander. And I guess this is, I'm gonna sound like such a noob, even though I've been collecting comic books for 40 years. I guess this is a sketch. I guess you take this and the artist draws on it, like at a convention, or you send it in and get it signed and drawn on with CGC. So I just couldn't resist this. I would love to see them draw a Cobra Commander face with the snake symbol and everything like that on here. So I just hope I'm not getting sucked into variants and sketch covers and signatures, guys. I can't afford that. I'm going to need you guys to like and subscribe this more so I get more views so I can make some money here. So this was very cool. All white, Cobra Commander. You can see the inside cover here. There. So awesome book. My first sketch cover. I probably should get that in a bag and import. So while I was out yesterday, I stopped by my LCS, that's local comic shop or local comic store, whatever it is. And while I was there, I picked up a couple of my local books, my regular books, my weekly books, and chatting with the guys that are there, and just the nerd crew hanging out. And a guy was there with a short box of bagged and boarded books, and the owner of the comic shop was looking through them and deciding what he wanted to buy and didn't want to buy. So they struck a deal, gave him a price. The kid took the price, and owner handed him out cash. There wasn't even negotiation; just everything was fair, and they loved it. So of course I'm always looking for, good books. He's shelling out good money for this stuff. And I saw She-Hulk #1 on the cover. And although I do love She-Hulk, I don't really care about that series. I like the John Byrne stuff, but I didn't have any interest in buying that. He had a Something is Killing the Children #1 that was absolutely a 9.8. And if you saw my other video where I unboxed that, I got a 9.6. Spoilers, which is still great. It had a couple of spine ticks, and I knew that when I sent it in. Those 2 ticks was never going to get me a 9.8. And I was okay with that. It was my book. I bought it before it was a buzz. It was on the shelf. It looked interesting. I bought it when it came out. It had probably been flipped through and bent on the shelf, and I probably didn't even put it in a bag and board until it hit and took off afterwards. So I saw that, and I was like, oh, that's nice, but what else do you have? And the other thing the kid was selling was the entire 12-issue run of Secret Wars. Now, I sold my comic collection of 30 or 40,000 comic books about 5-6 years ago. And I don't have these anymore, so they were certainly in there. Were they all beat up and in lousy condition? Probably. But this, I'm going to have to open these up, and you're not going to be able to tell on my crappy camera here, but these are good looking. This kid took care of these books, bags and boards. And yes, they're all there, which means, of course, issue 8 is there, which is the origin of Spider-Man's black suit, which was supposed to come out before it showed up in Amazing Spider-Man 252 and Marvel Team Up 141, I think it is. So there it is. So I have reacquired this, and there's a bunch of books that I would love to reacquire that I sold off, and I have a little stance where I kind of have this my own rule that says I can't go out and buy books that I've already sold for pennies on the dollar and now spend a ton of money on them. This is an exception. There was no effort here. They were all there. All the books were gorgeous. They were all in beautiful shape. They were together in a stack. I negotiated with the owner. We're having a zoom in problem. Negotiated with the owner and got a good price. I couldn't be, the transaction happened within seconds, and it was completely unexpected. So this I reacquired because these are definitely in better condition than the books that I originally have. So my recollection is issue 1 and 8 are really the only ones worth slabbing. So that is probably my goal, is to just send those out. Although issue 10, I love the other 2, but let's be honest, issue 10 was the cover at the time. I bought these when they came out, at the comic store. They're not all newsstand. They're actually a mix. That's a newsstand. Ugh. Let's just assume 8 is not a newsstand. That would be too good to be true. It is too good. It's a direct, which is fine because the black Spidey head with black Spider-Man was perfect. Yeah, issue number 3 is a newsstand, and that's in a little rougher shape. That's a little dirty, but yeah, a couple 4, 5. They're also newsstands, so that's pretty cool. But if you were familiar with which ones might be worth getting slabbed, I mean, maybe all of them, just because how cool would that to be to display the whole thing behind me of Secret Wars. So that was a great score there. Got a good price on those. And I very much look forward to getting some of those slabbed. Yeah, I mean, I know some people are taking a stand against slabbing right now because we're on to CGC controversy number 2 in the past 3 or 4 months. And this one's a pretty horrible black eye. If you aren't familiar with it, 2 of the employees have been taken to court by CGC for stealing people's books and then submitting themselves and changing the grades on them to better grades than they were supposed to get. And both of those people, I don't know if they've been charged, but I know there's a court case against them. But CGC wasn't transparent, didn't tell us about it. And it actually happened at the same time as the other CGC controversy, where people were opening the books, getting them reholdered, and swapping out the grade in it when they sent it to get reholdered, and CGC wasn't catching it. CG should have been looking at the original scans and then looking at the book and making sure they were the same. So they had a black eye for that. When they were transparent about that, and they were doing interviews, the owner and the manager, whatever, is doing interviews, probably should have mentioned this other thing, and they didn't. Somebody found it in the court filings down in Florida, and that's how it became public. I don't know if they've made an announcement or not, but I'm still going to get my books slabbed. Out of all this, they've lowered the price on getting slabbed because they had to do something for a little goodwill. So anyway, on to the last part of the video. This is a plumbing envelope. So I look around sometimes on some of the estate sale auctions online, and there was an estate sale auction online, and the this batch of books caught my eye. They don't have any bags and boards. They were in an envelope. Some of them are clearly falling apart, but one of the books caught my eye, so I bid on the batch because I felt like it was in good enough shape. There was lots of stuff in the batch. It wasn't just comic books. It was somebody doing an estate sale auction or whatever of all their junk. Turns out it was a guy who used to do flea markets and bring all his junk everywhere, and he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. So now he's getting rid of all of his inventory, and he's done a few of them. So when I put a bid on the books, and the bid got up to $34. So I bought this batch of books for $34. So I'm going to go through these. I don't really know anything about any of them except one, the only one I care about. But these other might be nice ones to get pressed. Maybe someone would be interested in it. So here is a World's Finest 137. It's an okay shape. You can see from that glare, it's got a big corner crease, but cool cover. What is that? Batman and Robin against Lex Luthor with Superman. So that was the first book. Decent shape. I mean, if I get $5 for it, that's $5 of my money back. This is Action Comics number 337. This is actually in really good shape. I mean, Superman has a cane and a top hat. How is that not going to sell instantly? Again, if you can get rid of this for $5, $10, somebody on a whatnot or somebody wants to buy it. I mean, they're not really my thing, but it's definitely interested in it. Here's another one that I found interesting: The Illustrated Story of Great Scientists. Because if you weren't already a nerd for reading comic books, now you're going to have one about science. This is all water damaged and is wrinkly, and there's a piece missing out of the cover. This is from 1960. I think if it was in mint condition, nobody would care about it. Really pretty thick book though, but pretty fun. Cool painted cover of Albert Einstein. And then this book I'm probably just going to put in the trash as soon as I'm done with the video. Adventure Comics here. I mean, it's not even worth keeping. Unless there was something about this book I didn't know, like the first Superboy or something, but I highly doubt it is. Adventure Comics number 292 from 1962. So won't put in the pile over there. That'll probably go in the, let's put it in the trash pile. And then this is in decent shape. It's never going to be worth anything because they made a million of them, but it was pretty cool. Nancy and Sluggo, kids book, Dell. What year was this? It's probably 1960 or something like that. 61, 60. Let's open it up and look for all the Nancy and Sluggo fans. 1961. So fun little kids book in good shape. Somebody might want that. All right, now we're getting into a couple of Archies. I don't think any of these are going to be the pervy Archies, but we got Archie's joke book with some color rub off the side, number 81. A little rough on the back, but you know, Archies are kind of hot these days. It's in decent shape. So maybe somebody picked that up for a couple bucks. Another Archie's joke book that's in pretty good shape. It's got a little bend, but Tom from the Silver Age comics could probably press it out. Archie's joke book. It's got a little bit of a bend there. I don't think this guy who was selling stuff cared about the comic books. And of course, on the front, it says, Veronica's form could stand a lot of improvement. And then Archie says, are you kidding? Apparently, all the guys aren't too concerned about Veronica's form. So maybe that falls under pervy. Maybe this is worth $500 and I don't even know it. Somebody let me know. And then we've got Archie's Pal Jughead, issue 101, 12 center, not super old. Sold in a box of corn chewies, and he's apparently getting an Academy Award. That's pretty ballsy. They put Academy Award right on the cover there. So that was most of the batch, but that wasn't what obviously attracted me to it. So what was there? 6 or 7 books there. If I could get $5 each, that's $35. I mean, that pays for the batch of books. So here's the fun book. If you're not familiar with it, I'll tell you all about it. It is an Archie book. It is Life with Archie. Well, I'm not sure what year it is actually. Let me just look at the information. 1965. 1965, Life with Archie number 41. And when I saw this book was in there, that's why I bid on it. And I was willing to go much higher than I did. But I just don't think any of the bidders in an estate sale, if this was on eBay or a high bid or, Hip Comic or anything like that, probably would have gone. But this was just an auction on Max Sold. So for those of you big fans out there who don't know what this is, you comic people, this is what you're going to learn about. This is Life with Archie number 41. It's beautiful shape. Definitely needs a press. It's got a little curve on the spine there, you can see. But here's the splash page of this book. Godzilla vs. Mothra. The first American appearance of Godzilla in a comic book. And that is a splash page. I wish that was the cover. And that is it, the adventure. And that is his first appearance. Now, this is in good shape. I think with a press, this could be a 6. It's got some tanning on the back, on the edge, but I still think you get a 5 or a 6. And even if the other books I threw in the trash, if I only got this for $34, this was a good pickup. And I want to get it clean, slabbed, and I want to get it, pressed and everything like that. But what kills me is no one's ever going to see Godzilla again. Like that beautiful splash page on the inside will never be seen by anybody again. So I'm a little torn about what to do with it. I could always get it pressed and cleaned and put it in a top loader to enjoy and open up. And then slab it someday if I decided I wanted to sell it if I needed money or something like that. But that was the big score of the day. Life with Archie number 41. So look that book up, check it out. I know Godzilla's been hot with -1 and then -1 in black and white, and then the other, Godzilla and King Kong franchise. So this book has been getting hotter and hotter. I know the 1970s Marvel series has been getting hot, but this is it, baby. This is, out of all the books, out of all the Archie books, this one was in there, which was really strange. So love that book. Very excited to have that first Godzilla in an American comic book. So that's all I had for today. I hope you dig my shirt, Weird Tales. You can find this shirt on TeePublic. You can search Weird Tales, or I'll put the link down in the description. You know where the description is, down below. But Weird Tales, if you aren't familiar with the Batwoman, this is one of the best and rarest and most expensive old pulp magazines of Weird Tales. I do love those. I have some pulps. I have one with Edgar Allan Poe on the cover, and I have some with, a bunch of them with the Shadow, but there's no really way to display them, and they're very brittle because they were made on cheap paper. So until CGC starts slabbing those, they just sort of stay tucked away in a bag and a board, but maybe I'll show them someday. So if you dig this shirt, go look up Weird Tales, look up the Batwoman, and if you don't already know it, you can go look it up. Otherwise, check it out on, look for it on TeePublic, and I'll put the link down below. So I hope you enjoyed the kind of just me riffing here and giving you my thoughts and showing you some of my pickups. Again, please comment. Apparently, I've learned that people commenting gets more views. People getting more involved. It gets it more in the algorithms. I'm also tired of saying the word algorithms, but it definitely makes sharing more fun. So make sure you like the video, you subscribe, you throw some comments in there, all the pandering things that I need to do I've learned from watching other YouTubers. And thank you to all the other YouTubers that I've learned all this stuff from watching their channels. Speed Metal Comics, that guy's hilarious. He's so obnoxious. It's amazing. I love him. And, you know, Jim from Bronzeville or Automatic Comics or Bryce Comics. There's a whole bunch of others. So I'm sure if you're watching this, you've already seen them. I'm just saying thank you to those guys. They're a good blueprint for me learning how to do this and what to do. So that's it for today. Join me again for another video. I'm Randy at Swarm of Comics, and I appreciate you joining me. Thanks. Bye.